Welcome to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle, LaPorte County's original social media. Sound Off is a public interest forum that encourages your voice to be heard on the topics and issues impacting our local communities. We invite you to be part of the conversation by calling or texting 219-362-0522. You may also email your questions to soundoff at 967theeagle.com. This is a topic-based program, and we ask that you keep your comments brief, concise, and related to the topic being discussed. The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the host or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. The on-air line is now open for your calls or texts at 219-362-0522. And now, Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Sound Off on this Friday. Stan Maddox here. We have a guest in our studios today. Our guest is LaPorte County Park Superintendent Jeremy Sobecki. So if you want to give us a call or shoot us a text message, 362-0522. Jeremy, as always, welcome to Sound Off.
Hey, thanks for having me, Stan.
Well, summer's in full swing. How has the season gone so far?
We've been real busy. All of our shelters and halls were rented all through June, May. It's been a really, really busy spring and early part of the summer. We typically, this time of year with our halls and stuff like that, you pretty much have to call a year in advance to rent indoor facilities. It's that busy, and it's kind of a dog eat dog. People waiting at the door that morning, a year ahead of time and that kind of thing. So we're always trying to be on top of that. But,
wow, a year in advance.
Yep.
That's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Definitely high in demand. The halls, when they're rented, is it for weddings? What's the most common use?
This time of year, it'd be the graduation parties. We do get a lot of celebration of life. I know there was one of those yesterday, and then today is who knows what else is going on. Sometimes people rent them for the wedding, and then maybe the night before they do their rehearsal or their rehearsal dinner and that kind of thing. And but yeah, you can rent it for just about anything. But a lot of people don't realize that our county parks are still alcohol free, so you're not allowed to have alcohol in there. But if you're, a lot of people are looking at a graduation party and thinking that might be an option they want to have. Like, oh, we're just not allowed to have it. So, but yeah, that's you can do just about any kind of event at those halls or our shelters as well. Some people like the outdoor shelters for a wedding or something like that if it's nice. And yeah.
Does each of the parks have a shelter and a hall?
Yeah. So the only indoor halls are at Red Mill. All the other parks have shelters except for Siebert Woods, which Siebert Woods is just a parking lot and a trail in all woods. But yeah, Bloom has one shelter, Lure has two shelters, Creek Ridge has three, and then Red Mill has two indoor facilities. So,
all right. So sounds like things are going pretty well then.
Yeah, very well, very busy. This is our busiest time of year. But yeah, it's good season so far for sure.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. You got some special programs coming up.
Yeah.
Tell us about the next 2 or 3 coming up.
Yeah, I've got several here to mention. There's one of them is next week, and it's a camp. It's called Insect Investigation Camp. They're going to do it's July 15th through the 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Not a lot of people have signed up for this, so we still got quite a bit of room. It's our naturalists doing celebrating insects and spiders and stuff like that. And every kid's interested in learning more about those kind of things. They'll put them, they'll have them there. They'll find them. They'll go out, find them, look at them under little bug boxes that we got that have magnifying glasses and stuff like that. They learn about They'll just do some nature investigation as well as crafts and games. It's for younger kids. They always have a good time. It's 4 days there that we want you to bring your sack lunch, but you do need to call and register at the office 325-8315. And like I said, that's July 15th through 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if your kid's interested in the outdoors and especially insects, give us a call and we'll get you registered.
Now, where is that camp going to be held?
That one's at Lure County Park, so just south of LaPorte.
Is there a cost?
That one does not have a cost to it, so it's a free camp.
Okay, so if you're into insects, give you a jingle. Insect investigation camp.
Yep. So and it's
probably no shortage of mosquitoes this time of year.
It's or the deer flies. They're pretty rough this time of year sometimes on those humid days. But those are the ones that I have a hard time with, those deer flies. But so
okay. Now people who want to go online to find out more information. What's the web address? LaPorteCountyParks.org. So just go on there, and I think you'll click on things to do on our website or something of that nature, and it'll bring up all of these programs that and then some. There's lots of programs. Our program staff has something going, at least one program, usually 2 or 3 each week. So they really work hard to try to find things that people want to come out and do, and typically very, very affordable, free or just cover our costs for the supplies. So, okay, great.
Yeah.
So what's the next program coming up?
There's another one there called Wandering Watercolors, and that's the next one is July 22nd at Creek Ridge County Park. So that's they're going to do this in 2 different ways. If you want to come and do a watercolor painting on your own, completely on your own, you can do that, or you can do a naturalist led painting just out in the park. They're going to walk around the park and find something that they want to paint or somebody wants to paint. So that one is $5, July 22nd, Tuesday, July 22nd from 10 a.m. to 12. And that one is at Creek Ridge County Park. And then there'll be another one at Bloom County Park on August 5th. And you get to paint that and take it home with you. So it's a fun program. It's kind of a spinoff of our other Brush with Madness, we call it. That's another painting program they've been doing that's been very, very popular. And I think they're just trying to kind of get more people doing it, give them more options to try their hand at some painting. So,
all right. Sounds like a lot of fun. You don't have to be a professional artist.
Nope. And they will. So, in our naturalists, there are 2 program staff. They're not professional artists either, but they do have done some research on how to help people, beginners begin painting, and so they will help you and walk you right through it. So it's really nice to have somebody. I've talked to several people that go to that and said I'm not an artist at all, but the way they're able to talk them through it, they are able to do it and feel pretty good about it, and so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen beginners when they get that instruction. It's like their paintings come out really halfway decent. Yeah. I'm not much of an artist. My dad was really artistic, and my daughter is kind of runs in some of our family, but maybe it's just I didn't pick that up. But I'm sure that if I went to this, the way they walk you through it, it would at least be a painting that you'd be like, that turned out pretty good, Yeah. I didn't know I had that kind of talent.
Exactly. Yep. So. Another program we got coming up is called the Frog Watch, glow-in-the-dark night hike, and family fishing. Our family fishing nights are usually really big. Usually get quite a few people out for those. And they're starting to pair those family fishing nights with some other nature activities and games and things like that. So these glow-in-the-dark night hikes are also very busy. This one's at Lure County Park from 7 to 10 on Friday, August 8th. So that what they're going to do is they're going to learn frog calls from 7 to 8, and then use black lights and find the glow in the dark stuff along the trails from 8:30 to 10, and you can fish throughout that as well. So it's lots of activity to do on that night. But hopefully the fish will still be biting. They usually are, but sometimes in August it gets pretty hot, and the fish feel that stress too. So, but we'll see. Hopefully, but there's other activities to do as well. So.
Okay, and that's at Lower County Park.
Yep.
August the 8th.
Yep. So.
Okay, so you're talking about things that are glowing in the dark along the trail. What's glowing in the dark? Frogs?
Yeah. So our program staff puts in quite a bit of time before these events and prints off things, laminates them, and puts glow in the dark paint on them so that they shine in the black lights. So that one is based on a frog program. So they'll have frogs of some type to on those paintings or on those things along the trail. And they're not the glow in the dark frogs you might find down in the Amazon or something like that, or those poison arrow frogs or anything like that.
Right.
But that's where we're at on that. That's a good one. That'll be a fun one for the kids and for everybody.
Yeah, you don't want to scare people away with some Amazon-like frog. Yeah, no kidding. All right, and the glow-in-the-dark frogs, they're not live ones.
No,
they're plastic or something.
You'll be able to see the regular frogs around the pond during the day and during the fishing program, and then I'm not sure whether they might have some recordings of them so you can learn the different frog calls, because there's a bunch of different frogs around here in this area, and they all have different calls. You can tell a species just by a call, just like a bird. So toads have different calls and all of them. So that'll be something they'll be teaching you about while you're there. So something to learn while you're having fun out in the park.
So is it a recording of the frog calls they get to hear, or do you have a naturalist who can sound like a frog?
Yeah, I doubt they'll try that. Who knows? But I'm sure you can look it up on your phone. You can look up different frog calls, and there's different apps that, just like birds, that'll help you identify what you're hearing and what you're seeing. So I'm sure they'll have those available for people to listen to.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, sometimes you just want to know what you're hearing at nighttime. Yep. Yeah, no kidding. Yep. So. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a quick commercial break. Stay with us here and Sound Off.
We're waiting to hear from you. Dial or text 362-0522 and let us know what you think. That's 362-0522. Back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome back. Our guest again today is LaPorte County Park Superintendent Jeremy Sobecki, 362-0522. That's the number to call, or shoot us a text message. And we're talking about what's happening in the LaPorte County parks the rest of the summer, and lots of things going on. And if you want to after the program, kind of take a look again at what's happening, go to LaPorteCountyParks.org, right, Jeremy?
Yep. Check that out. There's all kinds of stuff on there. It talks about our rentals. It talks about our programs. You can find just about anything you want about the county parks on there.
Okay. There's 8 county parks?
There's 5. 5, and then we've got another one that we just acquired the property, so hopefully within coming years, you'll see another one come online. So
that's the old LaPorte County highway barns, right there in Rolling Prairie.
Yep. So right there and up by Rolling Prairie, kind of up near the high school, just across the highway from the high school, basically. It's a 40-acre property. Right now we're working on a master plan for it. Had a nice public meeting probably a month and a half ago. Lots of people showed up and gave some input and concerns and all of that kind of stuff. So it was nice to have neighbors there. It was nice to have supporters and people that have concerns, because we want to know about those up front. Like what are we looking at? You guys live in the area. It's nice to hear their side of it, and try to work with them to make sure we're addressing some of those concerns as we roll this out.
Yeah.
So,
how much time do you think it'll take to actually start developing that land into a park?
It's going to all depend on funding. We're going to be looking for outside sources, sponsors, all kinds of different ways to try to get money, grants, you name it. And that's why we start out with this master plan, so we kind of get an idea for what we want to do and break that down into phases, and hopefully can find some money to do these kind of things. Because as everybody knows, nothing's cheap, right? You know, you're not just going to go, we can't just go, I mean, we could go ask the council and commission for that kind of money, but they don't have that money just sitting around to develop a park like that. So we're going to be looking to our foundations, or, you know, all the different money sources in the county for things like this, and see what we can come up with. We have a lot of great partners and a lot of great people that have been involved in all of our parks and development. None of those came from just, you know, the county giving us millions of dollars to develop. And over time, you've seen, if anybody who's been around our parks for a long time, you see these parks develop more and more as we have them. You know, we can come across a grant for ideas that we have that are in the master plan, or we come across donations for development. So that'll be how that happens. Hopefully we can get something going within 5 years or so, to where we can develop parts of it, to where we can at least get it open to the public and get a little bit of you know, momentum going, and then that gets excitement and hopefully more money. One of the things we had done recently was the plan's being worked on, but we had the DNR come out and do a fish survey in the pond that's there. And, you know, had quite a few bass, bluegill, and we do know there's crappie in there. It's something that it's small enough that I think when we do go to look to open that, it'll be a catch and release type thing, and small boats only, like canoes, kayaks, and rowboats and that kind of thing. But I think it could be a really fun place for people to go fish and teach kids to fish and that kind of thing. So
okay. Well, it sounds exciting. It sounds like there's a lot of potential.
Yeah, there is. There's a whole lot of potential. Anytime you come across a piece of property that's got some water aspect to it and actually has some fishing, that's great, you know. And they don't make more land, you know. So we'll take what we can and try to make a nice place to visit out of it. So.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the other upcoming events. Okay. Let's see, I see one here for August the 13th. Story time at the park. What's that all about? Yeah,
so we partner with the library on that. They bring a book and read to the kids, and, you know, usually out on the deck or somewhere outside under a tree, or if it's raining, we can do it under a shelter or something like that. So it's a good you know, a half hour or so, or it's an hour program, but the reading part is short, and then they'll usually take a little hike or do something. This one says that they'll come out to the park, read a story with the LaPorte County Public Library, and then learn about colors in nature from our program staff. So young kids again, very, very young kids usually on that one. But the parents, you know, it's nice to have the kids there and out in the park.
Yeah, and that's at Creek Ridge County Park,
one's
right?
At Creek Ridge on August 13th from 10 to 11. So that's a popular program. The kids love to be read to, and you know, so it's nice to have somebody beside, other than a parent, reading them to them as well, to see that it's not just mom and dad, you know, that read to them, but.
Okay, and then the day after that, August the 14th, you have a program about raccoons.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, we've got plenty of raccoons around, as everybody probably knows. Yeah, it's at Lure County Park from 5 to 6:30 on Thursday the 14th. That's called All About, and it's an All About series, and this one is about the raccoons, right? So come learn about the life of a raccoon, paint a canvas of a raccoon, and read a picture book as well. So that's an all ages program. That's not just for the kids, but yeah. So another cool one that's coming up, and this will be towards the end of August, is another glow in the dark night hike. But we had a request from a young kid that comes to almost all these night hikes, and he wanted it to be Mario themed. So like the video game, you know, Super Mario Brothers. So this one they're doing help Mario save Princess Peach, and follow the clues and collect tokens, get the prize at the end, and a bowl of peach crumble. So we have a our recreation and education programmer was a trained chef, pastry chef and stuff. So it'll be a good peach crumble. I promise you that.
I just attended for the peach crumble.
There you go. So, but yeah, it's a fun, those night hikes. A lot of people don't get out and walk at night and do things like that at night. So this is something in a safe environment with a paved trail that you can go do, and the black lights, and people start realizing how fun it is to get out at night and listen to what's going on in the park and see what you can see.
Yeah. We talked about briefly before, just kind of listening, right, to see what you hear. Yeah,
and that's another program we've got coming. It's called Nature Connections, and this is one we haven't gotten. We're just trying to get it started. The first one, I don't know that anybody showed up at all. So this is, if you like a quiet program, this is all about resetting and reconnecting with nature, observing the sounds of whatever's going on at that time of day at 10 to 11:30 in the morning. The next one will be August 19th at Red Mill County Park at the EEC building, so our south gate. And then afterwards, you can have a nice cup of tea on the porch and just kind of hang out and hang out in the park or go for a hike afterwards. But it's more of a just trying to listen to what's going on around you, be mindful, and just slow down and enjoy the park and the quietness of their surroundings.
So there's still time to sign up for that?
Yep, August 19th. So you've got, that one's next month. The last one was on the 8th, which was just this week. But like I said, that's a good one. Again, just go to our website, LaPorteCountyParks.org, and we'll have binoculars, magnifying glasses, field guides, that kind of stuff for you to use, and just kind of do your thing in the park. So
wow, binoculars.
Yeah. The Health Foundation of LaPorte bought us quite a few pairs of binoculars through a grant a couple years ago, and we use them for birding, for things like this, or just trying to see what kids can see or adults can see, and so we have those kind of things at the Nature Center, and in that same grant they bought us about 50 fishing poles, so we do these programs with the fishing, and you can always come and come to these programs and use our stuff if you don't have those kind of things. So we're trying to make it accessible to anybody.
So you have a tackle box right there for people to access, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah,
great.
Pretty much. Yep.
How about bait?
Bait, we don't always have bait, but during our fishing programs, we will have bait, and we usually always pick up some different baits to have for people to use, and just show up and we'll give you a pole and hopefully catch some fish and have fun doing some of this other stuff.
Do you take the fish off the hook for the kids, or
so we do a lot of times. Sometimes if the parents are not used to doing that and they need some help, we usually will be there to help, just to try to get the fish back in the water, and no traumatic experiences for anybody there. So
okay. Yeah, I remember those days. The first couple of times you're taking a fish off the hook can be a little scary.
Yeah, it can. It's like I said, if you're just a beginner and you don't know or haven't really done that before, it can be a little scary. And they do have little spines on them that'll poke you, so it can be a little scary for people.
Yeah, especially like a catfish or something scary like that.
Yeah, and one of the other things that's a possibility, and we've had this issue a couple times, is a turtle. People catch a small turtle or something, and that can be really, really intimidating. So if you do catch something like that, let us. We will help you get that off the line safely, and even if we have to cut the hook and get it out of there, we'll get it, so that we can let the turtle go back in the pond unharmed. So.
All right, great. Let's see. Anything else upcoming that you want to tell us about?
No, I mean, as far as programs, I don't have these on the list there, but we have a couple other big ones coming up, and the first one would be Pioneer Days. That's coming up at the end of September 27th and 28th. That's our biggest event. It's 10 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday, September 27th and 28th. It's $2 per person. Lots of the same stuff as usual. We will have a different food vendor this year. I think it's going to be Cool Runnings, I believe, if I remember correctly. But that's a busy one. Lots of fun, lots of things going on. We try to have a few new things every year of things to do. But the ham and beans and the kettle corn and all of those kind of things, and all of those, a lot of them are for donation. It's very affordable. You pay your $2 to get in, and if you don't want to spend a whole lot more, you can get away with getting you the whole thing of popcorn and some ham and beans and doing a candle dipping and stuff like that, and it's a really good affordable family friendly event. So,
now, where is Pioneer Days?
It's always at Creek Ridge County Park, so that's one of the only parks that we have enough parking around to be able to do a bigger event like that. So that's at Creek Ridge, September 27th and 28th. But again, keep an eye on our website for that, and you'll see more on that coming.
Will you have people walking around dressed from that period?
Yeah. So we usually have somebody, a wood carver from Pioneer. Some of the people from Pioneerland come and help us out. The quilters usually show up and do their quilting under a tent there, and then I think there's one of the blacksmith people come and do pewter casting, so they make little figurines right there, and lots of neat things like that to do. So,
all right. Any log cabins out there by chance?
No, but we do have sets of Lincoln logs. Kids can build log cabins, their own little log cabins and things like that. We have weaving boards they can weave on. We have a huge coloring board with dry erase markers. It's Pioneer-themed coloring board. It's the kids really like to spend a lot of time doing that. We have horse-drawn wagon rides, and So.
All right. Sounds like a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, we got to take a break. Stay with us here on Sound Off.
Thank you for tuning in to Sound Off. You can now text or email your questions directly to the studio. Call or text 362-0522 or email your questions to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is Sound Off.
And welcome back to Sound Off. Just about 5 or 6 minutes to go before the program is over. Time flies while you're having fun. I guess the old saying holds true each and every time. Our guest today, Jeremy Sobecki, LaPorte County Parks Department Superintendent, talking about upcoming events this summer. What's left of it? Still plenty of summer left to go. Plenty of time to get out there and enjoy the parks in the LaPorte County Park System. Let's get an update here, Jeremy, on the Bloom Park. I understand you got about 43 new acres out there. What's going on?
Yeah, so right now it's in the design phase. We acquired 43 acres from an adjoining landowner that has a wetland and a stream, and so the DNR is using some mitigation funds to restore that wetland and the stream. Right now, that stream was basically a ditch, for lack of a better term, and they're going to restore that stream back into a more naturally flowing stream, and restore the wetland, put some new trails in. And so out there at Bloom, we have multi-use trails. We have mountain bike trail, hiking, and horse trails, and that's going to be all included in this project. We will lose some trails that we already have, but we're going to be gaining quite a few more trails on that new acreage. So that is still in the design phase. Haven't heard a lot on that lately. There's a lot of working parts in that project, so it's going to be a while before we start seeing some of that come to fruition, but it will within the next couple of years start.
Okay. That sounds pretty exciting. I mean, a horse trail.
Yeah, and right now we have about 6 miles of horse trail, hiking, biking, all of it, and it's going to stay about the same distance. It's just going to be a different area, part of the park.
Oh, okay. So you have some existing horse trails in the other parks already.
Yeah, at Brown County. That's where I used to work. That's been a while. Bloom County Park.
Okay.
Yeah. At Bloom, we have horse trails. That's the only place we have horse trails, and we want to keep that. It's not a real heavily used horse trail system, but it's the people that come out really enjoy it and come quite often. So
yeah, no kidding. Can't imagine a better way to enjoy the parks on horseback.
Yeah. So
okay, so that's taking shape, and then that trail, you're gonna have a trail going to P&W too.
Yeah,
so.
Currently the trail stops behind New Durham Estates, and it's going to continue north from there. We've got grant, all the money, everything's in place. It's still in the design work. They'll be acquiring land before too awful long, and working to get that trail built from where it stops on behind New Durham Estates all the way up to P&W. So that'll be within the next couple of years. You'll start to see that take shape as well.
All right. Well, we got a text message. They're saying, appreciate all the good and hard work that you do and your crew with all the parks. They're all beautiful, and Lord knows it definitely isn't an easy task. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for the comment. My staff is, I always say that, without my staff, the staff that I have, we work really hard to hire the right people. And we have a really, really good staff out there at the county parks. And when you see them, tell them too. I appreciate you telling me on the here, but if I know you're probably out there in the parks and you see that staff, let them know you appreciate them, because it goes a long way.
Okay.
So.
And, of course, the parks aren't open just during the summertime. You guys are there in the fall, winter, and spring. And, of course, in the wintertime, we're going to see some live reindeer again, right?
Yeah.
Santa Claus is going to bring his reindeer.
Yep.
Is that what's going to happen?
Yep. We got another, we are going to be doing the live reindeer program again out at Lure County Park. We partner with the library on this one. They come out and do some things that as well that day. It's going to be on December 5th. So this is a long way off, but just letting you know, put it on your calendars and keep an eye out for it. Last year we had about 500 people come out, right at about 500 people come out on a Tuesday or Thursday night, so middle of the week. But this will be on December 5th from 4 to 7. We did have a couple of sponsors that are helping us, get Santa and the reindeer here. So I wanted to mention them. Antero Group and Reith Riley has agreed to do that. And then also the Library Foundation has agreed to help, as well as the Park Foundation. So all of them are coming together to help us make this happen. So the public loved it, and we hope it's going to be another very visited event.
500 people. That sounds like a large turnout.
Yeah, yep. So that, like I said, that was on a weeknight. I think this one is on a Friday night, maybe this time. So I think it'll be hopefully a little more convenient for people to come out. But I think that live reindeer brings them out whatever night we do it. So, and Santa will be there.
Yeah, nothing like seeing a live reindeer. That's for sure.
Yep. So.
All right. Any final thoughts for us, Jeremy?
No, just get out and enjoy the parks. I know it's hot at times, but find you a shade tree. Find you somewhere in the parks where there's a breeze. Bloom County Park almost always has a breeze, so go check that one out if you haven't been out there. That's one of my favorites because it's nice and quiet, and there's almost always a breeze even on a hot day. So go check them out. Open your ears and just listen if anything, right? Yep, and check out that website. See if there's a program that might suit you. All right, LaPorteCountyParks.org. Yep. So. Okay, great. Well, Jeremy, thanks a lot for stopping by. I look forward to your next visit. All right. Thanks a lot, Stan. And that'll do it for Sound Off today. Our guest once again, Jeremy Sobecki, Superintendent of LaPorte County Parks. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us and voicing your opinion on this edition of Sound Off.
Oh, hey!
The views expressed on Sound Off are those of the host or callers and do not represent the opinion of 96.7 The Eagle, Spoon River Media, LLC, or the sponsors. Sound Off airs live every Monday and Friday, immediately following Update 12 News, and is available online after the show is over under the podcast menu at hometownnewsnow.com. Mark your calendar and join us again for the next edition of Sound Off, right here on 96.7 The Eagle.